Hey everybody, welcome back to Stone Face Reactions. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and that's Shy, and we are here to watch some more Made in Abyss where the horror literally never ends. So, to go ahead and start with, we're going to look at some comments and see what everyone has to say about how things are going. Dana Tabori starts off with, "Thank you, Theta, for explaining how you're listening to the episodes. I thought you heard the audio through your headset, but it makes sense that you only hear Griffin through it, so you can only understand what he says better. Knowing this, it's no wonder you guys don't comment on the music. It was a bit surprised because the music is one of the best parts of the Made in Abyss anime. I'd like to recommend some songs if you decide to listen to the soundtrack, in no particular order. Tomorrow, Pathway, Hanzevi Kardanhina, Prushka Sequence, The Rumble of Scientific Triumph, Old Stories, The Return of Made in Abyss, The Fourth Layer, Nanachi in the Dark." So, now that you've seen episode 6, I can clear up the whole thing about the sages without spoiling anything. So, the first 3 sages were Wazukian, the Night Element, Veiko, woman with white and red hair, and Beloff, the big-haired guy with weird eyes who turns into the giant snake-like hollow. Since Veiko was put into the pit until now, she was replaced by Juro Miho, the giant kaiju with the big lips and the sword. In this episode, you asked us about Nanachi versus Fubuta. That's a hard decision to make. I think Nanachi is fluffier, and I probably would like to meet them more than Fubuta. But I like Fubuta's design overall more. Interesting that you brought up these two characters like this, because later this year, Good Smile Company will release plushies of both characters, and as far as I know, only these two. I might get the Fubuta one since I like her design more, and these things tend to be a bit more expensive, so one should be enough. There you go.
You do pay. You do pay for what you get with Good Smile.
There we go. I gotta say,
it's a premium,
but
a nice
one. Definitely very interesting. But I'd get the Nanachi plus sheet. There we go. We're on opposite sides of the war here. And to continue, Rico being able to talk to ghosts, or perhaps in the case of this series, souls, makes sense. Don't forget, she was stillborn and got brought back to life by a relic of the Abyss, the big white cube at Ozen's. That could also be the explanation of why she has such a drive to go down to the bottom, not just the fact that she also wants to see her mother. Oh right, she's dead and souls go to the bottom of the Abyss, therefore she's going to the bottom of the Abyss. Yeah, that checks out. And last but not least on this whole escapade, I don't mind the episode. It was pretty cool to see how they beat that monster, but it does feel a bit out of place. One could think it's filler, but that was actually in the manga as well. Without wanting to spoil anything, it's really interesting how you'll react to the next episode. That'll be interesting for sure. Oh boy!
Now, I know sometimes these comments are a video or two behind, so was that next episode the one we're watching now, or last week's episode?
Last week.
Well, go watch that episode again.
I'm still shocked.
I just wanted to be sure, because sometimes it gets scrambled for me.
Did you know if all you eat is rabbits, you can still starve to death?
Yes, they're missing some important nutrients, I think.
Well, it's more that they only have... Yeah, I guess same thing. Same thing, opposite side. Corrected myself before I went down that rabbit hole.
But I mean, this is an interesting little talking point, though. Is the giant monster arc filler or not? I think it serves a purpose just on its own to at least showcase that our characters know things, can handle stuff, and aren't entirely helpless. Because I think we have been joking that Rico is basically being carried by two people who are way better than her at everything else.
Well, it's not filler.
And that was her episode.
In the manga.
Well, filler in the sense that it's wasting time. So yeah, my opinion is, no, I don't think it is.
I don't think it's wasting time, because the author wrote it.
I mean, I don't know, I've seen some authors write some pretty waste-timey stuff. You ever just been watching something and you're like, how the hell is this relevant to anything? This is not the series I'm here for.
Yeah, we're here for the beach episode.
Like, a very good example of an author writing something that, like, isn't important is, what's the name of that bad one we really didn't like? The Death Game show one, the friendship one. Tomodachi Game, yeah.
Tomodachi Game,
That's a really great example of something that just, like, it didn't need to be written.
I don't agree.
I'm just throwing shade.
I mean, I know I fell asleep
Fair.
through most of that, but at the same time, it really felt like what they were doing is just rehashing. Constantly rehashing. I would say, what was the other one? That one that looked like Summer Wars sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that one is... Yeah, that's another good one.
Because literally, first episode, last episode, all you need to watch, everything in the middle, is filler.
Yurei Deco, I remembered.
Yeah.
There we go.
So, next comment here, Jason Brennan. While they are sages of ganja, Veiko and Bailoff are not prophets. Only Wizukiyan experiences visions.
Ow, that hurt me. That hurt me. Wazukiyan? Is that what you said?
I just rolled with it.
You know what? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
I'm sorry.
Well, you typically pronounce these things two letters at a time, right?
Yeah, Wazukiyan.
Wazukiyan, right?
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
I'm
Yeah,
asking
Griff's
because
just in here
apparently-
adding like syllables and consonants and stuff.
Okay.
The pronoun
There were
we-
like extra sounds.
the pronoun we is unfortunately pretty ambiguous as to whether or not the listener is included or not. Wait, what's that referring to? Oh,
Probably something
it
from
may
the
or may
episode.
not be someone. I feel like at some point we probably mentioned it's like, wait a second, why is this guy saying we?
Shot in the dark. Queen of England?
Maybe the royal we? Yeah. Officially, Riko is apparently 140 centimeters, which is quite short for a 12-year-old, but she is still taller than Reg or Nanachi, if you don't count the ears. To be fair, yeah, you don't count the ears
Is
in
she?
height.
I thought Nanachi was taller than Riko.
We gotta
I mean, I
get
can go
another
check some
side-by-side.
numbers right now if you want. I can go check official numbers if you'd like.
Go check the numbers and get back to us. We'll keep going with the comments.
I actually had Nanachi's page open just a second ago, so I'm gonna just...
Prepare ahead of time. While
yeah.
it may seem like Beloff is getting a bum deal getting only Riko's choice of legs, eyes, or organs when he has to give up all of those to afford Midi, it should be remembered that Riko is a human child and thus has a lot of inherent value to Iraburu. Yeah, they've gone over this, like the inherent value of like perfectly ordinary humans down there, which I'm not sure what purpose it really serves other than to be weird yet. That's all. I'm sure it might be explained like, oh yeah, we were human and maybe we can get our human parts back.
I
There has been no
don't
explanation.
know if it was in this comment response or if I forgot to put a comment in here, but I think it was also noted that if Riko gave up those internal organs, that the city would keep her alive and that she just wouldn't be able to leave. Kind of like the same way that, what's the guy's name who's escorting them around all the time? Well, that guy. Well,
Yeah.
the
Sorry.
way that he's given up so much that he's just a ghost in the shell.
So
Da,
she's
da, da, da.
1.5 meters tall without ears. So that would put her at 10 centimeters taller than Riko.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we'll need more side by side just to confirm that. But yeah,
That's what
140
you
versus
get, Jason
150.
Brennan.
So why don't you
And-
take a look at official listings, Jason Brennan, okay? Before you make your comment.
Throwing the shade so
Everyone out
early.
there
Here we go.
It says that we don't pay attention.
I don't pay attention, but I love going back and finding out the answer.
Well, that's
We
also
love research. We're nerds.
That's also
I love-
shade on
I love
a
Googling the
different
things that I
commenter.
missed.
We love you, Jason. So, more on your comments, Jason. I thought the episode was quite clear, but the village itself created Mitiel from the base value Beloff.
Maybe
Oh.
it's
Is that
obviously
supposed to be MIDI 2?
probably.
Oh, Midi too, yeah. From the value Beloff offered up. Bondrude really had nothing to do with it. Incidentally, according to the mangaka, Bondrude had no idea Midi was immortal until Beloff told him, thus prompting him to test out the hypothesis. That said, based on Nanachi's shelter and the number of graves in their yard, I think it's safe to say Nanachi and Midi had escaped a while before they met Riko and Reg. Yeah, I think it's been implied they've been hanging out there for a while. How long?
Oh, it definitely
I
looked
don't
like
know,
it.
but yeah, definitely. And the last little bit of this, Nanachi's sex and gender are still unknown. Nanachi is fluffy. That's all.
Yeah, I was just reading something about that here. The creator on the topic of Nanachi's sex, they said it is unknown. Let's imagine smiley face.
I would highly
Perfect.
recommend not delving into the creator's thoughts on things. Well, you might remember after the movie, there was a big old Q&A with the creator where I told you that I had clipped a lot of shit out because it's not the way that I want to think about the show.
So just a quick little bit of trivia here, okay? Despite the fact that their appearance and voice is kind of feminine, the article they use to refer to themselves, Ora, is similar to Ore, which is predominantly masculine. So that's interesting.
The
That's
problem
fun.
there is that you've used the word predominantly, which means exceptions are made.
Well, I mean, I say that because I don't know for a fact, but let's see what this says. Well, it says usually. It says usually used by men with people they are close with.
Right. It's not a confirmative. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. It's not an absolute truth. They didn't say.
But also,
always.
she uses like a country bumpkin version of it. That's what the aura is.
Oh right, yeah, the country bumpkin.
Just a little trivia I read on the page while I was finding her height.
There we go.
Jason Brennan.
Nanachi's gender is country bumpkin.
Yeah,
that's all there is to it. Gosh, it's like saying y'all to Nanachi, right?
Yeah.
So there we go. Now we know Nanachi's
y'all is an
pronouns,
excellent
y'all and
gender
fluffy.
neutral pronoun.
Well, it's you all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And now
it's a collective pronoun.
Now that we're all here, I'm gonna give you all a choice: long version or short version.
I want to guess when you're gonna end. I want to wait for Frodo to get on the boat, and then not know if I'm gonna get credits when we get to the Fade to Black.
All right, prepping my voice here. Let's do this. In, out. All right, prepped. Last time, the Cradle of Desire. Veiko begins to recount her time with Ganja after arriving at the 6th layer. Realizing that they could not return to the surface, they resolved themselves to survive in this new environment. Veiko established a parent-like connection with a young tribe girl named Irumiyu, who told her that she was deemed a curse by her family for being infertile, leading to her exile. With time, the Ganja successfully found water source and learned the means to survive in the 6th layer, living comfortably in their new home. However, one day, Veiko found Irumi and several Ganja severely sick, suffering from diarrhea and body deformities. While fetching more water, Wazukian found food survey team dead and deformed, with a small egg-like object in their possession. Soon after, they learned to their horror that the water they were drinking was actually a parasitic organism that reproduces upon intake, and that time is short for them to find a cure. They also identified the egg-like object as the Cradle of Desire, a relic that can grant the deepest of wishes, though complex ones will result in the deformation of the individual. Thus, its resonance is stronger with children. As the pseudo-water took effect on Iramiu, the sages arrived to give her the cradle, hoping that her wish would save them all. Iramiu woke up seemingly better, and the cradle having merged with her. Over time, her body began to mutate and deform further. Then one day, Iramiu gave birth to a small creature, leading Veiko to realize her wish was to have children. However, the creature was born without internal organs and died soon after. Iramiu continued to regularly give birth to and lose her children day by day, bringing her immense grief. Eventually, Veiko found herself succumbing to the pseudo-water, but Wazukian fed her a mysterious broth that miraculously healed her. Wazukian stated that Iramiu really did save them all, and Veiko realized to her horror that she had just eaten Iramiu's dead children.
You know,
Oh.
it seems to me that if these weren't children, like, if Iramiu was a adult grown-ass woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'd be saying, that fucking bitch. And we wouldn't be, like, all heartfelt about her. Because we're all dying. Use that thing to make a wish to save us.
Right, but
What
the entire
fuck?
setup...
You made a wish, to have children. That's not gonna
Well, yeah.
save us. It's
Right,
like,
but she's
it
just an innocent
happens.
kid.
That's what I'm saying. If this was like, what's that alien movie where they all go to a planet and start dying? What are the new ones?
Do you have any idea how little that? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't watch a lot of movies.
I'm thinking
they go
about
to the-
Roadside Picnic here,
They go to
right?
the planet and they all start dying, and the android that's left behind is literally the only one that can save them. If like one of those women that are on the main cast could have a wish to save everybody and fucking wasted it on childbirth because some backstory shit that's been happening the whole time, fuck you all, y'all can die so I can give birth to a baby which will probably still die here because everyone's dying. You be sitting in the audience thinking, that fucking bitch. But because it's a child and we have sympathy towards children, now
And the understanding that they don't know any better or have that concept of community yet.
Yeah. So it's
It's
just
because
like,
they have innocence. They didn't do it out of malice. That's just what they wanted.
They didn't even do it out of selfishness. Probably just
But
didn't even
I'm-
understand what was being done.
I'm of course thinking now of Roadside Picnic, which is the original of like Stalker and like the Zone and stuff like that. So when you go to the Zone, you're supposed to find this cool little place that grants you a wish. But it doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you really, really wanted, even if that brings you suffering. Especially if it brings you suffering, which is kind of half the context of it. So in that story, there's an example of, well, you know, I really wanted money, so it gave me money by killing off my brother and giving me some inheritance money or life insurance.
thank God I hated that guy.
Yeah, no, it drives the guy to suicide, or something like
I
that.
don't know. I still think I'd want that, especially because I mean, not killing my brother. I don't have a brother. I mean, the thing that'll grant what I most want and not what I ask for, because I honestly
Right.
don't fucking know what I most want. So that would be like a
Exactly.
life-affirming thing. Like, now
And
I
in
know.
the context of Roadside Picnic, that life-affirming thing, where you think you wanted something, but it wasn't that, it was really this thing that you wanted all along, that drives people to realize how hollow and shallow all of their desires were in the first
I already
place.
know that. That's not a
So,
good
I
joke.
mean, that's the context of that story.
That's the Hitchhiker's thing, where the best weapon in the universe just shows you your place in the universe, which is that you are nothing, and nothing you do will ever matter in the scope of existence. It's like, yeah, sure, but if you have a big enough ego, you can get over that.
Or you just lack ego. It's like, oh, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know I'm hollow and shallow, but knowing what my greatest wish is, that's something else.
So let's see. So we got our last time on. What comments do we have going on from here? Because I believe,
I was just watching.
well, the Ganja Gang is messed up.
I was just watching somebody talking about the top 28 isekai. Linked to a bunch of places. But in the conversation before that, he was talking about Made in Abyss and how season 2 is a sort of existential horror, which is kind of refining itself down to be more and more niche of a show. I think he was commenting on the anime news, and as I told you all before, Made in Abyss season 3 or a movie was announced. Don't really know which one.
The horror continues, everyone.
Probably not going to be a season 3 unless it's an anime only. Because I think they said they're only like 4 chapters ahead of the manga right now.
Oh, jeez.
Or the manga is 4 chapters ahead, rather.
I knew what you meant.
There we go. So, going into this episode, I think we're definitely going to see the resolution of what's happening. They're still telling the story about how the village came to be, and that was just the first half of it. I don't know how it gets worse from here, but I know it will.
Well, you already know that Veku fucks it all up.
Yeah. She's indicated that, oh, well, I was greedy, so we'll see what that actually means in context.
Selfish and greedy.
Yeah, selfish and greedy. Which I'm sure probably implies something to the tune of saving Irmiyu or something like that, right?
I mean, whatever she did, she gets locked up in a pit for unknown length of time.
Locked up for so long, people forget she existed.
Well, to the point of, you look familiar, and there was
Yeah.
only so many of us that came down here.
You gotta be one of them, but I don't remember who. Could it be that person that we thought ruined everything, so we punished them forever? Nah.
I mean, in fairness,
Nah.
on one hand, everybody down here looks different than they did when they came down here. On the other hand, she doesn't. She's the only one that looks the same.
Look, the village just got attacked by a giant kaiju. There are other things to be worried about than local prisoner escapes.
They're not worried about it. They were looking for that. That's something that they do all the time.
They apparently killed like 12 people.
Yeah,
They got a little bit of stuff going on.
No, they intentionally look for the luring to do it. Like, I think it was said, they just fucking get bored. So this is what they do.
Alright, so I don't think I have a prediction for how it goes. I really don't think I have any kind of speculation that will match. Oh, I mean specifically, well, oh yeah, I did, I guess. She's going to try to save Irmiyu. Sorry. What form that takes, I don't know, because also we haven't seen Irmiyu.
Yeah, we have. She's alive. She's
Have we?
Fukuda.
Oh, right. Wait, no, I thought that was still just speculation.
It is.
Oh, okay.
The only way I could say that with absolute certainty was read ahead, which we know I'm not going to. But I think it's fairly goddamn obvious that she's Fukuda.
Right. It seems too clear to us. So we'll have to see how that goes.
This isn't a show that seems to be like... Suddenly I forgot the word that I was about to say.
It was a secret third character this whole time.
What is it when you expect me to move this way and I do this way? Starts with a J.
A feint.
Juke.
Oh, juke.
I was about to say jank, and I was like, that's not the right word. This isn't the kind of show that jukes you. It just hits you with unexpected shit. But not, like, I expect unexpected shit to hit me. This is not a case of, and then they all starved to death. That would be a juke. Like, all these people in the city are not who you think they are. Because the expedition all died. Work. What's that?
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. There's no misdirection or twist or nothing. You're just... Something's about to happen and they're gonna hit you in the face with a baseball bat with it.
Yeah, it's like being like in elementary school, right? And the bully is holding his fist above his head, like, right? And you wince and do this, and the bully hasn't hit you for a while, but he's still grabbing you by the shirt, and you know he's probably gonna. So you're just waiting.
As soon as you look up to see what happens, he does it.
That's when it, yep.
Yeah, you're just waiting for it. He hasn't let you go as a fake out. It's coming. You're just waiting for it.
Just build the tension. What about you, Shai? You got any kind of ideas here? What's your
Gosh, no, I'm so tired. I'm just trying not to yawn on camera for you guys.
Alright, fair enough then. So, let's go ahead and get hit by that baseball bat. Let's just go ahead and watch.
Right upside the head. Let's go.
Flashback, several episodes. Oh no, we're... This is the present, okay.
Also, several episodes would be way too far.
Oh, I'm reminded of their conversation now. I want to see the other regs.
なんだとその約束とはなんだ全部忘れたソスかレグにしか頼めないことなのにわずかな記憶にあるあの顔あれはきっとその約束に関わるものパプタ頼む今一度約束を教えてもらえないだろうか僕にしかできないことなら果たしたい
Reg just trying to be nice.
犠牲をしようとは思わないがだが代わりに何 何か知恵を貸してもらえないか。その必要はないさ。
What the?
Ripping off her arm.
Ugh!
Just
Bro.
Diz, go for it. Here's the baseball bat. Enjoy.
Yeah, right?
You get to hit yourself with it now.
You want me to put some nails in that bat for you too while I'm at it?
Oh, her ear?
どうしてこんなところに来てしまったのだろう。どうしてこんなことになってしまったのだろう。その答えはどこからも与えられない。
Okay, so she's after revenge for eating her kids.
私たちがここにいるの
Her
は
dead kids.
私たち自身で選んだ結果だからだ。
The real horror was the choices we made along the way.
私たちで見つけるしかない。
大丈夫。みんなにも振る舞ったさ。
たとえそれ
And
が
as I said before, now we're all guilty.
どんな答えであろうと。
Yeah, well, there we go.
Can you be culpable for
What's,
something you're not consciously doing?
What's
There
the
is
title of this
incidental
episode again?
damages.
The Price of the Wish?
The form the wish takes.
Form the Wish takes, thanks.
I mean, at the very least, I think we've parsed it all together now. The Buddha's out for vengeance because she was a Ryu.
Yeah, destroy them all is pretty strong language. I don't think there's another way to interpret that.
I don't know that Reg could destroy them all.
Oh, Drake almost certainly could. Drake
No.
could just laser beam them.
Yeah, and then the wish granting, not the wish grant, the balance granting system would just fix it.
There we go. Yeah, we have our
I mean,
little bit
unless
of
you can
magic in
find
place.
and destroy, like, the core egg, I imagine, right?
Or he gives something an equivalent value to the whole village or something to have it happen.
Oh, true, yeah.
Which,
I mean,
what on earth would that be?
himself. If Reg is the last one that can travel
True.
up and down, then he'd have more value than anything, because
Mhm.
if a human child has a lot of value, now there's tons of human children, there's so many of them, Bondrewd collects the fucking things. But there's only one Reg, and nobody knows how to make
Bondrewd
those.
is Pokemon trainer. There's a new one.
ベラフ、
He's not happy about this either.
ベラフ、お願いベラフ、
Yeah, and he's one of the
や
Ganju.
めてください。
抗えなかった刺してしまったのにこんな美味はないと進んで私は
So, welcome to the Donner Party, I guess.
あ、起きてる。
Wonderly, I think the Donner Party all agreed to do it.
ベラフがこんな風に。
ベラフは大丈夫。三件なんだもん。
大丈夫ってこんな。
ブエコ。イルミユイのとこ行くけど来るかい？
What terrible condition is she going to be in?
あの子日に日に大きくなってるんだ。生まれてくる子もこう一抱えはあるよ。君が寝ている間にも毎日生まれてきてたんだよ。イルミユイ、お母さんが来たよ。
Okay, not the direction we thought it was going.
イルミユイはすでに言葉を失っていた。それでもなお生まれてくる我が子を、翌日までしか生きられぬ我が子を愛おしそうに愛おしそうに抱きしめていた。
Eldritch horror for sure.
This is just so visceral.
Yeah, jeez.
I keep using this word a lot with this series, probably more than I have in my life.
君が寝てる時にどうしても足りなくて生きてるのも使ったんだ。
Yeah, this is a
そしたら
step too
水もどきの
far.
症状まで緩和してさ。思うに
I recognize eating dead babies a lot, but killing the babies and then eating them is
命に宿るものさ。
just a little bit worse.
綺麗だよね。見てよ。
I would agree. It's one thing to take advantage of something that's already dead, but... Like, I get where he's coming from, but also that's not the moral answer.
I mean, I got where he was coming from when it was, this is our only source of food. The moment he started describing how beautiful the coat was before he cut into it, I stopped understanding what he was talking about.
He's just so inured to all of it. He's like, hey, you want to join me in cooking up the babies?
私あなたの大切な赤ちゃんをね見殺しにしてなぜだ自分はなぜ狂ってしまえないのだ
Oh, not everyone's going insane down here. Don't worry.
弱くて選べなくてあなたと
I think at this point a more moral or ethical person would try to kill Ryumi.
願いをこんな形で奪われ続けるあなたを
There we go.
このままになって
I know what people do in a crazy situation.
あなたと一緒に
Oh.
これがあなたが生きたいと願った姿だとしたらこの先に叶えようとする願いがあるとしたら自分はまたあなたの願いを踏みにじろうと一体どうすればいいの
This is getting into a more and more complex situation that she can't possibly solve. Unless...
どうすればいいの狂えもせず死ねもせず何一つ選べなかった
unable to go insane. It's like just such a wonderful little phrase.
Yeah, no, that is insanity. Going catatonic.
This guy's gonna kill himself if the virus doesn't, or bugs or whatever's in them.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's going catatonic because of his choice.
人は生きてゆく祈りも嘘もそのためにある皆が地獄に慣れた頃ユミュイは叫ぶことをやめていた
Do you think the one baby that survives is Buddha? She gives birth to herself?
卵の跡穴の奥に何かある
She's gotta touch the wish.
欲望の洋蘭割れたはずじゃ
それは2つ目だよ君が倒れた時にね呼応するようにイルミユイも弱っていったんだだからね彼女にもう一つ渡してみたんだ
何言ってるの
Wait, there's more than one
so
wish granting
messed
egg.
up.
ねこれ鑑賞記ちゃんたちも初めて見る風じゃなかったし彼らに探してもらってたのさほんと間に合ってよかったよ
I positively love it. Here's a one-of-a-kind, unique, wish-granting artifact that'll do whatever you want it to. Oh, by the way, we found the second one.
No, they never said it was one of a kind.
Well, I mean, that's the impression I have.
Your impression.
It's still great, I love it. You see what the first one did? You want to give it a second try?
This is more likely if she knew that she was dying, that her next wish would have been to save her, which probably is where the food thing came from.
Let's go see her true wish.
Also,
is this like adult Kirby?
You think this thing?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, she can move the whole time.
Do you think this thing reminds you of Ma?
You know, a little actually. What? What?
It flew up.
Elevation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I was about to say, wait a second, these things also have that ability?
巻き込まれないよう気をつけて。
置いていけ。私はもう。
いいや、君が必要だ。最後まで苦しみになれることのなかった。気高い君がね、僕らじゃダメなのさ。
This dude is
Wazukion
so
has
whack.
a plan. He's so crazy, but he's got a plan.
He's the only one that has prophecy, though, so.
どうしたんですか？
I know, but like,
干渉機ちゃん、
ugh.
何があるかわかる？
He's so willing to do some fucked up shit.
そうか。
I'm honestly starting to
Oh,
see
she
him as
becomes
more
a
morally
tree,
corrupt than
doesn't she?
Bondrewd.
イルミュイ、どうしたの？生き物取り込んでる。
おびき寄せて食べているんだ。まだまだ足りないみたいだね。
頼む。私を食ってくれ。君の大切なものを奪い、生きながらえてしまった。上にも痛みにも耐えてきたはずが抗えず、自負は信念は消えた。私はもはや人間ではいられない。頼む、私を罰してくれ。
And that's where it all starts. There we go.
何もかも食い散らかしてくれ。
She is the city.
Yup.
You know, I know you guys aren't gonna believe me when I say this, but I kind of saw that coming. I don't know why, just... As soon as she started turning into a blob, I should have said something. Then I would have looked really cool.
I wonder if she can still move.
ベラフ、新しい姿に。なんて美しい。
I do love their reactions like, oh my god, he's a dragon, that's awesome.
さあみんな。
Well, I mean, you can't survive as people anymore.
True. And being a goddamn dragon, that's awesome.
どんなに求めても得られなかった我々の故郷だ。
Also, I guess 100% proving me wrong. That's not Papuda.
本当に
Very hard for it to be now.
思えない。二つ目の卵があの子をあんなにしたんじゃないの。
上子、なら君はどうしたいんだい？
自分は自分はもっと早くこうすべきだったの。
ブエコ、君がいなくなってしまったらイルミューイの願いが叶わなくなっちゃうよ。
かわいそうなイルミュイ、きっと悲しんで弱って。
So her greed was wanting to die.
それで私が死んだら予言が外れてしまうの。ごめんね、イルミュイ。わがままで私だけの温かい闇、誰にも渡さない。水もどき少女。違う、あれはまさか自身にも洋蘭を使って。
He's gonna force her in down.
Well, we're playing a game now of dueling wishes.
誰にも奪えやしないさ。君だけのイルミューイだ。 そこならイルミューイと一番深くつながっていられるよ。
わずきょん
イエーイ、似合うかな。
欲望の洋乱
You know what he looks
He's
a
just so
lot like?
happy.
He's a lot like
What's that?
The future devil.
もうイルミューイに体
A little
を出すから
Yo, actually, I see it.
Well, especially with
Yeah.
the yay shit.
Yeah,
なのに大人が使うのは適してない
that's neat.
ベコ
I wouldn't have seen that without you saying
神がか
that.
りだなんて言うけどね、やるだけやらないとダメなんだ。見てきたじゃん。君が呪いの大穴ならここで祈るだけのものに何を与えるかな。ベゴ、きっとね、我々はここに集められたんだ。君が持ってきた羅針盤、あれを見たとき、なぜかね。
Okay, but second question, why did you take off all my clothes?
故郷に捨てられた自分たちなのに
Because this is made in Abyss.
故郷はね、故郷を思う気持ちでは
It's just common practice to strip your children and tie them up.
決して帰らないもの。もうどこにも存在し得ないものへの儚く強い強い憧れなんだよ。
暴挙私にとってのそれがイルミュイだった。
そうだね。きっと大穴は呼び続けるはずさ。これからもずっと先も憧れに挑み続ける者たちを。
何の話をしているの？予言？
希望さ。僕はもう行くよ。イルミューイの気持ちが直接伝わるとこで見守っていておくれ。もうここは君だけのものさ。
Alright, so the bad vibe pit is now making a lot more sense. I'm gonna say that.
かすかな信号が伝わって
The bad vibe hole.
みんなイルミュイに身も心
Oh,
も
this is cool. I like this.
彼女の一部となっていた。イルミュイはすでに人としての知性は失ってしまっていたが、ただ一つだけ、ただ一つの目的で生き続けていた。皆を食い、黄金鏡の力を吸い上げ。わずきゃん、二つ目の卵が。
これは見えなかったな。
誰にも悟られぬよう、ひた隠しに、ひた隠しに。ただ一つの願いを叶えようと求めてもいられなかったあなたの暴挙。あまりにも儚く、あまりにも強い憧れ。
Oh, there we go. She gets her actual wish.
あなた
Oh,
に
so I got proven right. So,
Yeah, your theory number 2 worked.
あなた
proven
の
right and wrong.
最後のはあ、よかった。イルミュイ、あなたは何も
Mashing the interference unit. There's only one of them left.
全部許せなかったのに。
Why would
閉
she?
じ込めて叫んでいたんだね。私からあの子の姿は見えないけれど聞こえるよ。数えきれないほどの兄弟たちの無念を、魂を囚われて住処にされたあなたの姿を命の限り叫んでいるよ。イルミュイ、私ね、あなたに出会うまで探してたものがあったの。もう見つからなくてもよかった。暖かい闇が好きだった。二度とは戻らない望郷の彼方。真の闇の中に誰にも見つけられなかった光は確かにあった。でもそれを手にするのは誰でもない。闇から生まれた孤独な姫君。願わずにはいられない。あなたが母から継いだ願いを叶えられるよう。そしていつかあなたの呪いが解けて、
And at some
あ
point
な
in
た
the
だけ
future,
の
she
願い
finds
を見つけ
Reggie.
て幸せな旅に出られるよ。
Okay, so because I'm really tired and slow, is that Irumyui or is that just a daughter? Is that just the
Daughter.
last?
Daughter.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because that's what I thought, but I was
これは
lost.
名前すら呼べなかった
Because it also could have been Voiko. They're the same color palette.
No, Waco is the,
じゃあ
This one here.
yeah.
大丈夫。
Yeah, they have the same color palette, the red and the white.
That's why I thought they
何
were
度
the
でも
same
名前を
person
つけ
for
るから。
Yeah,
a long time.
that's part of. I'm just saying that's part of why I was also confused.
ティク
Now they're naming all the kids.
子守歌を歌うから。もう喋れなくなっちゃったお母さんの代わりに、何度でも何度でも。末の妹のことが心配なんだね。優しいイルミュイの子供たち。心配で眠れない時も子守歌を歌うから。何度でも名前を呼
So
ぶ
she
から
kind of gets her wish too.
全部忘れないように。何度でも何度でも。
Ma just in the background like, wait, what's going on?
村を維持するだけの力は残ってはいなかったんだ。3つの卵はファプタに受け継がれたから。でもね、ここでの営みやいろんな来客、想像以上の価値がイルミュイを生かし続けて、今この村はかつてよりもずっと強く大きくなってる。ブエコさん、ファプタは何をするつもりなの？母親の解放、この村を滅ぼすこと。性質上この村の幕を越えて入ってこられないから、ずっと方法を探してるみたいだけど。ブエコさんから言って聞かせられないの？リコ、
He just explained there's not really anything left to
知
reason.
らないおばあちゃんに冒険をやめろって
Not
言う
with
の。
Fubuda.
やめる？やめない。つまりそういうことなのよ。まあ、お姫様の願いはイルミュイの願いだもん。止めるなんてできやしないよ。ねえ、ブエコさん、あなた自身は何をしようとしているの？
Turns out you still didn't actually make a choice at any point.
自分はもう
I mean, they tried
た
to.
だ一つだけだよ。ただ、あの子のことを忘れたくないだけ。
Slight prediction. She lives through all of this and joins the party.
I think she's finally allowed to die, and then Fapuda joins the party.
Have
That
these
seems
always
more
been
likely.
The ending lyrics?
What's that?
Have these always been the ending lyrics?
They haven't always been Romaji.
Because, I mean, it's one of those things where it's always been a hint in front of our faces. I mean, because they literally just did the whole...
Hmm?
Yeah, they kind of are.
It's just one of those,
Congratulations, the hints finally make sense.
it's just one of those hints that you have to have context for to make sense. Kind of like the same way that Griff and I have been watching Raw's Avon, and Griff hasn't yet found the biggest clue that's in the opening of the show.
Wait, did I? Wait, what was that? What was it again?
You haven't seen it yet, so... I mean, you've only seen the opening once, so you only missed it once.
True. Look, all I know is there's a lot of clocks involved.
I just know that I really like Myth and Royd, and I always forget that they're the credits song, so I always get a nice little surprise at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Love this band. Love them.
Hey, it's the other, Ganja.
Yeah, it's the boy. Jiro Miho.
Well,
Probably
that was,
not actually correct.
That was resolution of some sort.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It wasn't
It
as
was a
much as
lot.
last episode, though.
We got the full explanation, though. We know exactly what's happening, and it's horrible.
We still
So-
don't know
That
how,
was shy. Just.
we still don't know how
That was
Fubuda
odd.
met Reg. That's
I
still
imagine
the
we'll be getting that while they talk about their promise.
Right, so at some point, Reg on his way up encounters Serpuda, gets the explanation, they ate all my mother's babies, this city is evil, let's destroy it. They make the promise, and then Reg leaves and forgets about it later.
Oh, yeah,
that
something
seems to
happens
be what's
Reg
happening.
where he loses memories.
Yeah. He was unconscious on the first layer, if I recall right. Oh,
Mhm.
right?
Well, you know, he
Yeah.
fires his beam, falls unconscious, and that's where Rico finds him.
Ah, okay.
Because remember, he's like swings in, saves Riku from a giant snake thing, Then he goes
Rico.
unconscious because of his 10-minute cooldown.
Okay. So he
Ready for a
was.
factory period, if you will.
Yeah. Okay.
You may as well. Everyone else is talking about his genitals.
Oh, I don't know. It's been, God, 8 episodes now? 7?
They went 8 whole episodes without talking about his dick.
I
know,
think
it's
Jesus.
amazing, right?
Since the beginning of this season, I think. Because then we went to Rico's with the whole, hey, this toilet's filled with tentacles thing. It cleans you right up.
Oh, I forgot.
That's
You won't let me
all
forget.
come back to the toilet. All right.
It always does.
So, I guess given that Reg said, "Well, I want to follow through on the promise anyway," is he actually going to? Is he actually going to go destroy the village
Of
here?
course not. He's not going to genocide a people.
But I feel like the most horrible thing to happen would in fact be for a village genocide to happen. So it's got to happen, right?
I mean, I hear you, but the bad things happen to the characters, not by the characters.
Also, that's the worst thing you can imagine.
That's true. Despite the fact that I take glee in all of the chaos and destruction, I can't help but not have the true imagination to sponsor the destruction of entire worlds and societies.
I mean,
I'm just not at that level yet.
Come episode 1 of this season, I don't think you were sitting there thinking, alright, what's the worst thing? Eating dead babies. That probably didn't enter into your head. The problem is the slate is too wide, it's too clean. There's too many bad things that could happen, and not on the par of your imagination either.
Sure.
There's just a scale here. There's the scale, and I can't really figure out where Made in Abyss is going to end with it. Because we're at baby eating now.
We're in the mind of I want to say a Cold War torturer, right? What's the worst thing I can do to you that keeps you awake and conscious and inflicts the most amount of pain? Right? Like shoots under the fingernails. Where do you go after that? Alright, melon baller to the eye? I don't know. But
You're gonna choose the two things you know I can't handle, hands and eyes. Okay.
But my point is,
I am like clutching my arm, like just hearing it,
My
like digging
point
my
is,
nails in, bro.
that's the mindset that we're in. We're not in the, oh, they could slowly start turning by climbing a short cliff and they could deform a bit. I'm like, no, that's passe. We've seen that.
We're
worse.
done with that terror. Let's see a new one.
Yeah, what's worse than that? And we're
They
not
do
in
just
the
keep
right
one-upping.
Yeah, we're not in the right mindset. We're thinking of like mundane shit. And the author is like, well, I read this Cold War guide how to break down a spy. What if I can take that to the next level?
Yeah, like, no disrespect to the author, because this really is a brilliant piece of work, but you gotta be friggin' sick to be able to come up with some of this stuff. Like, sick! Or just have really good, like, source material. Cold War torture, I guess. I don't know if that's real or if that's your example, but it would be a good
I
example.
mean, it's my example. I mean, it's obviously it's real too, but I mean,
Oh, naturally. I
not-
mean, just
not
like what
real
the
to the
author was
author.
thinking or
Yeah.
going through their head. I mean,
I do have to appreciate it too, because if we come down to like the scale of things, right? Basically the main crew is just trying to survive. The worst thing that can happen to them technically is dying. Or at least something happening to them. That's the scale we're at. It hasn't really escalated. It's escalated a little bit because now there's a city's worth of people that is relevant to all the different terror going on. But this series is keeping it so nice and low scale while also continuing to give a new threat at exactly that same scale again and again. It is really good at not having to go so far out of left field to keep going.
well, I mean,
Because obviously we see another anime like, well, you know, they threatened to destroy the city last season, so now this season they have to destroy the world. And then after that, it's like, well, we destroyed the world, now what?
when
It's
it
like,
comes
you
to
can't
the
go more than that.
expedition party, they already saw that and went there.
Mhm.
We could die, or we could become something less human that eats dead babies and then gives up our physical form. And you saw they were cheering for it. They embraced the
Yeah, he
not-
turned into a dragon. That was awesome.
yeah, they embraced the not dying, becoming less than human.
One thing that this series kind of drives home is, like, especially in the cases of like Irumyu, like, there are fates significantly worse than death.
Yeah, and
And
Irumyu is
they're very
not particularly
upfront about
happy
it.
despite getting what she wanted.
Well, I mean, also think about the I forget what they were called, the party that went out in search of foodstuffs.
Hmm.
They just fucking died.
Yeah, the expedition team, I think they called it.
Well, they're the
or Forge
expedition
team.
Well, they are the expedition team, but they also had a third word in there to
Forge.
denote that they were looking for food.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they just fucking died. They didn't go through any of this shit. Like, well, we drank the water, we brought it back, that was fine. Oh, we're dead.
We picked up the egg, we accidentally made a wish on it, and now we're also dead. Because we're too complicated.
Oh, we don't even know that they made a wish. They just were deformed and dead when we found them. They were holding the egg, but it wasn't like inside of them, like Yuryu.
Right, it didn't work for them, is basically what happened.
Well, we don't know
in the
that-
same situation would work with me, I'd be too complicated.
We don't
I'm
know
like,
that they tried to make a wish at all. They could have just died to the water shit, because the water shit was deforming them too.
Right.
Just be, hey, we found this egg. Ah, crap, diarrhea.
Alright.
That's how it goes, the diarrhea, then you lose the ability to move, and then you start becoming deformed. So they probably found the egg, diarrhea set in, they didn't make it back, collapsed where they were, and that's when they found them deformed and dead.
Mm-hmm. So I guess for next time, what kind of thoughts do we have about it? We've already discussed, like, maybe they'll destroy the village. And
Yeah,
a
I was
couple of
actually-
possible fates.
I
What
actually
else you
did kind
got?
of say something. I had a thought. I was going to look for the opening. Here it is.
Okay.
I was saying earlier, I don't think that Reg is going to massacre the whole village and everything like that, but I do think one way or the other, this village is getting wiped off the map. I think something's going to happen to it. This village is going to be gone, and then Faputa's probably going to join the party because she likes Reg.
So what I was about to say is that the only person pushing that Reg was going to destroy the city was Griffin. We've both individually said, no, that's not going to happen. Well, I said Reg.
I'm not
his
gonna...
promise is to do so, and he has the capacity, but he's
He
also
doesn't.
unlikely to fulfill it.
As I said, Reg can't, is my point of view. Shai says Reg isn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I think Reg is fully capable. Don't get me wrong. He is a walking
I think that
force of nature. But I don't think he's going to. I know his character enough to know that he's a good boy.
Exactly.
He's going to look for an alternative solution.
the whole balanced scales of the city, I don't think will allow Reg to destroy it because it'll just replace what he destroys.
The only thing I can think of is they have to destroy Irumyu. That's about it.
But Irumyu is the city.
That's what I'm saying. Like, whatever that core is where she is perched over there, if they destroy that, it might be enough.
Well, that was the pit. And I don't...
Yeah, the pit, which is actually Irumyu's mind, which is also full of all of her bad vibes right now,
Yeah.
and also all of Reiko's too.
What also makes, like, any of the people in the city sick to go in there. So, like, Ma had to run away throwing up and shit. So...
Yeah.
I don't
They
think
were not
they'll
happy
go
to be
there.
down there. Alright. So, are there any final thoughts we got on this before we wrap up?
I think I'm good.
Alright then. So we're going to go ahead and end it right here. This has been Stoneface Reactions, everyone. I'm Griffin, that's Theta, and that's Shy, and we'll catch you next time. See you around, everyone. Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below, and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?